Are you happy with the quality of your life, your career, relationships, or personal growth? If you are, this video may not be for you. But if you think even though you tried so hard, results are not good enough, maybe it's time to reconsider the quality of your decisions. So in this video, we will talk about decision-making skill, and by the end, I'm sure that your perspective on it will totally change. First, we should know that decision-making is a skill. So typically, your next decision should be better than the last one. Because when we talk about skills, it means that we can develop and enhance them. So to be a better decision maker, we must understand the factors that can negatively affect this skill. Well, there are many aspects that can influence decision making, but I will simplify them into two broad categories. The first one is cognitive biases, which are systematic errors in thinking that can influence how we understand information, process data, and make decisions. There are several cognitive biases, but some of them are more common, like confirmation bias, availability bias, social proof bias, and over-generalization bias. For a deeper understanding of them, consider the following scenario as an example of over-generalization bias. Suppose someone has been in a romantic relationship where her partner cheated on her. As a result of this painful experience, she may overgeneralize and conclude that all men are untrustworthy and likely to cheat in relationships. In this scenario, this person is drawing a broad generalization based on a single negative experience with her ex-partner. She might believe that cheating is a shared characteristic among men, despite the fact that not all people display the same behavior. This cognitive error can lead to anxiety and skepticism in future choices, making it difficult for the individual to form healthy relationships. In one word, it can influence our decision-making skill negatively. And hey, before we go on to the next factor, make a good decision and subscribe to the channel and like this video if you find it useful. It's the only way we can understand is this video useful or not. The second thing that can influence decision-making skill is our problem to identify the dual process model of thinking. Let me explain. The dual process model of thinking, as described in the book Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, suggests that human thinking and decision-making process can be divided into two systems, System 1 and System 2. System 1 represents the fast, intuitive, and automatic mode of thinking. It operates quickly and effortlessly, relying on instincts and past experiences to make judgments and decisions. For example, imagine you are at the restaurant looking at the menu to decide what to order. System 1 comes into play. You quickly scan the options and without much conscious thought, you decide to order, for example, a cheeseburger. If I ask you why you have chosen it, you probably cannot explain, because the only reason is that in that time you thought, I just like to have a cheeseburger. So as you can see, it's totally intuitive. On the other hand, we have System 2, which represents the slow, deliberate, and analytical mode of decision-making. It involves conscious effort, attention, and logical reasoning. For example, imagine you want to buy a car. Probably, you start researching and comparing different car models, reading reviews, and evaluating their features. If I ask you why you decide to buy this car, you immediately explain to me that you consider factors like your budget, daily commute, family needs, long-term ownership costs, and then you consciously choose this car. Now, if I ask you to categorize your decisions on a paper into System 1 and System 2, you might likely place choices like tea or coffee, having breakfast or not, and selecting your daily outfit in the System 1 because these decisions are often made quickly and automatically without much conscious thought. And on the other hand, you probably place more significant decisions like relationships, career choices, starting a family, or selecting a university major in the System 2, because these decisions are typically perceived as more important and complex, and we tend to believe that we have carefully analyzed and consciously chosen them. However, if we were to be more honest with ourselves, we would realize that we often rely on System 1 thinking for many decisions that should be made by System 2. And after making them, we start to search for reasons or justifications to convince ourselves that we made them using System 2. And it's exactly our problem to identify the dual process model of thinking, which leads us to make wrong decisions.